Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
I don't know what day it is. Happy Monday.
What the
Did it break? How did it break that quickly? It was working.
Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say we literally tested this.
Yeah, we have a new cable getting delivered today.
At some point, it's supposed to show up.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, let's try this.
Cheers this one. And
Old
then we can
fashioned.
talk about the Penelope. I thought there was an accent over the E.
So that is just Penelope. That is this bourbon, an old fashioned. And this one. There's a P on it.
Pretty damn good.
P for what you want it to be.
Penis. Oh. So you said
God
what
damn
you want
it.
it to be. It's good, man. I think it'll honestly be funny if you switched to a black screen for just me for this episode.
Well, it's so frustrating.
It'll be fine. If it fails again, we leave it as is.
Yeah, I only had to hit the... Alright, I'm going to...
Just leave her there.
Squeeze out a little bit more cord length, so maybe it's a little more wiggle and it's not.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's good.
But yeah. I picked that up because so we went to Melissa's aunt's wedding on Saturday, and that was a phenomenal wedding actually. Other than the fact Melissa was sick. She was sick all last week. So like she was not doing the best there. She was able to power through, so that was cool. But I went to Total Wine and picked up some whiskey and a wine bottle for them as gifts, because it's her new husband. He's done pretty well, so I just looked for more of something that would be harder for him to find type deal, or something he definitely wouldn't think to pick out. So I got him a Penelope Rosé cask. It's a whiskey, but it's you know finished in a rosé wine barrel. So I was like, yeah, that'll work. That's definitely up their alley. And got that one for myself because I have not bought a bottle of Penelope. I have had it a couple times because Jake has a couple, and he has made me taste a couple of them, and every one of them is good. So there's a bunch of them at Meyer and stuff. There actually might even be some rosé casks, but it's not as...
Well, let's roll these, and then...
Wow.
Oh, you're going to roll that.
I'm rolling it.
Didn't
Here,
count.
let me scoot this back. Oh. Damn it.
This is a little bit. It was a 9.
I was hoping he rolled a 6. Well, fuck it.
What's the other one?
19. Close.
Hell yeah.
And
As a fighter, that's a crit both ways.
then, yeah, this is it on its own.
Yeah. Little booby glass.
It feels like it's going to get just hot enough to burn, and then it stops before it burns.
Yeah.
Like, you think you're going to be like, oh, no, oh.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't.
Confused me because it like traveled up and then it was like, goodbye. I'm like,
Yeah. It literally, like, it goes up and then stops.
Yeah. That's pretty
So,
good. Nice.
yeah, I was like, I'm very happy with it. It's a toasted char 3. Heavy toasted char 3. So, essentially that means it's almost char 4, but not. There's 5 levels of char in whiskey. Most of the time, it's a either 4 or a 3. And so they a lot of the time like will blend a bunch of different ones of like, you know, that's how they'll get their mix. But a lot of this one's, I think they're more singular.
I care about 3 Chars. Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard.
I was gonna say that's exactly it. Speaking of, I need to. I found my 3DS.
Oh, nice.
Downstairs because I was like, oh shit, like I found, and I have Pokemon Sun on it.
Which one was Sun?
The guy that was like second Entei, but he had there's either a shield or a sword face, I think. No. I just started it and I looked at the opening screen and that guy was there, I think. Either way, no, it's like but it's Sun and I think there was Sun and Moon.
Because they were joking about the third one was gonna be the gun.
I think so, yeah, something like that. But it was.
Sorry, it's gonna bother me if I don't look at it.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
it's not Sword and Shield, but it's
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon, So I got Sun, and I found it. I opened it. Yes, so he's not a shield, but he's just like a sun.
He's got the shield.
Yeah. I ended up, I just restarted it. And so I'm like, all right, like, I don't know. I've said it before. Like, I don't even finish. It's hard for me to finish the game. I just like restarting and getting all the badges and traveling. The whole
part, man.
It's all about the journey and the friends you make along the way and beating the fuck out of your rival every time. And Toby with the little rat-a-tatas. That guy's a bitch. It's Keith. Sorry. It's Keith.
In that one, it's Keith?
No, but every time you verse that, if it has normal Pokemon in that beginning one, it's always like a fucking guy with a rat-a-tata.
Yeah. Rat-a-tat.
And I think the original one was... Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Joey.
I remember that one.
But...
just because there was this little fuck named Joey that... Sorry. It was in high school. There's this little dude named Joey. And every time I saw him, I'd be like, why don't you go fucking play with your rat-a-tats? And he's like, what does that even mean? I'm like, you fucking know what it means.
That's like... I just like... I go back to... every time I think about all this now, it makes me want to play all of the games. I want to play the trading card game and finishing that on my Switch because I started it there because they had the emulator, and that's what I was playing it on.
Okay. Well, they have a trading card game thing for mobile now that everybody was into for a while there.
Not for iPhone, at least I don't think.
They should.
Maybe I have to pay for it or something.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't get into it because I was like, I'm not going to play a card game.
Yeah.
And then I downloaded Balatro, which is a card game.
Yeah. No, I just played that. I played that for a giant chunk of time. Like, I don't know, it was like a year ago. I'm sure I talked about it. But like, I was thinking about playing that again, and then it makes me want to play. Every maybe couple 4 or 5 years, I get the itch to play that Yu-Gi-Oh! Sacred Cards. Yeah. Where you run around as a guy, and I'm like, I need to dig that up.
Dude, I was talking to the AT&T guy today about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah?
I couldn't log into my account at all, so I was like, it's got to be due by now. So, like, I'm going to go to the store, I'm going to pay it at the store, and then figure it out. And I fucking, he got me into it and everything to pay, and I pulled out my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Debit card, and he goes, the heart of the cards. And I was like, you get it.
Yes.
And he's like, I hate to admit this. He's like, I used to be ranked in state. And I was like, that's fucking wild, man. And I was like, when was this? He was telling me all about it. I was like, oh, dude, I haven't played since like 03. So you got all the crazy rules and shit. He was like, yeah, it's not as crazy as Magic. And I was like, don't tell me that. I play Magic. I'm like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so confusing. I was talking to him about all that shit, and then told him about how my brother and I used to fucking hustle kids. And he was like, what's your brother's name? And I was like, it's George. He went by AJ. Guarantee you don't know us. I was like, we lived in Oklahoma at the time. And he was like, oh, I thought you were going to say Missouri. And I was like, Because the whole time I was looking at him like, I know a Neil that we used to hustle in Yu-Gi-Oh! And bully a lot, and I'd feel really bad if you're that Neil.
That would be rough.
But congrats on making states.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, I just remember that game exists every chunk of years, and it was a very, very good Yu-Gi-Oh game. I also love that they literally have a game store in it where you can buy cards.
That's always cool. I like that.
Once you get, obviously, you get to it after maybe halfway through the game, but like you have to have, it's very, there's a mathematic way you can only do shit, blah, 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 but like.
There was one where you could input like the code.
Yep.
On the card.
So that is Eternal Duelist Soul, which I also have. That is on my kitchen counter. That
slap, man.
Yeah, I played that one again, like probably like last year for a giant chunk. I got it to. I got to the very last ones, and I think there's supposed to be one final thing once you beat them enough. I can't remember how many times you do have to beat them, so I just have to finish that. But I'll probably do that. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna do that after dinner. Well, while I'm making dinner, because
that's the only thing that sucks right now. Like I just downloaded. I just beat Astrobot. I haven't cleared all the extra shit yet, but I beat that. That was really fun to play through. I was playing near Automata, near I don't know how to pronounce it. But I got a little bored of that. Like I will come back to it eventually.
Yeah.
But I downloaded I downloaded the first Horizon Zero Dawn game.
I have that. It comes with the PS5 or whatever. It came with mine. That was the game that came with it when I got it.
I got the PS5 remaster.
Okay.
Because I had the PS4 edition, but I was like, the remaster is $10.
Okay, maybe it wasn't the first one. It was the second game that it came with. Sorry, that makes sense. That makes more sense because the first one came out with PlayStation 4. Correct? Yeah, never mind.
But I remember Destiny was playing it, and I started playing it like right before we broke up and shit. And I was like, it's been long enough. I could go back to that game, like see if it was actually fun or see if I was just mad about life, you know. But the shitty thing is I downloaded it and I haven't had time to play because I had D&D yesterday. We've got this today. I've got trivia. Then I've got Baldur's Gate. Then we've got this again on Thursday. And then,
I mean, if you need a day, you can take Thursday because we'll be we're technically
Thursday. I'm gonna be out here.
Oh,
yeah,
that's fair.
I mean, every day.
Well, I mean, yeah. But it was.
I gotta get what I was getting at is I need to get extra cords, so I can like. I want to get extra cords in a carrying case so that way I could bring the PlayStation with me because right now all my shit is like perfectly cable organized. I don't want to fucking undo that.
Yeah.
Like, if I could, then Thursdays after this when I go back to the hotel, got a few hours I could game.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I wonder if you can make a case that essentially all you have to do is plop the PlayStation in there and it's good.
I know they used to make like specific cases for systems because I know I had one for the PS2 that had a screen. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they also make them for like there's ones for touring artists.
Yeah.
That's what they do. But I think that one, like, I don't know. I mean, you obviously can probably take it out, but I don't know how expensive that is.
I mean, I travel enough for work to where I'm like, I wouldn't mind investing in something that, like, is a good case for my shit.
It's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
I know 9 times out of 10 I'm going to be driving, but, like, I don't want to have, like, my PS5 just sitting in the back seat. Like, if somebody fucking T-bones me, my precious PlayStation flies out the window, I want it to be in a case. I don't care about me.
You're like, The cop comes to the window and they're like, "Sir," and you're like, "Can you grab that case?" And I'm like, "Sir, you've been impaled by the steering wheel." Yeah, but that's my PlayStation.
I'll be okay.
He goes, "Hold on, I'll go grab it."
I'll be okay. Well, fucking, I told you when I flipped the car, I got the candles. I literally bought those that day, the day before, and they were sitting in the passenger seat floor.
Yeah.
And as I was flipping, the candles came up, and I'm like, fucking got the candles, man. Like, I still had them for months after this.
Just walk away from it with some candles. And you're
Dude,
like,
they
"All
fucking
right."
smell good, man. Bath and Body Works, like, it was like buy 3 get 1 free or some shit.
Your car's on fire. You see the you see the candle roll out. It's on fire. You pick it up and you just go.
They're good candles, man.
Oh, yeah, dude.
One of them smelled like Sean Hill. It was weird. You know Sean Hill, yeah?
Yeah. I was just saying. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. He smelled good back then. Yeah.
I was not around him enough to say if he smelled good or not. I guess the times I saw him were when he was
Post show and you don't smell
yes,
good. Yeah.
post show sweaty. Good set, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
like
it was
yeah.
weird. It smelled exactly like whatever cologne he used, and I only bought it because it was, like I said, buy 3 get 1 free.
Yeah.
And I was like, "There's no fucking way! Like, this smells just like the homie."
Yeah.
So I bought it because he was always coming over to hang out, and I was like, "I'm gonna fucking light this candle when he's not there and gaslight people into thinking that he is there." And like literally, there was one day where Xander was like, "Why does the fucking basement smell like Sean?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's the candle. I'm telling you."
That's hilarious. I see. Like, I don't even know if I don't think I could find any candle that would smell like me other than like weed.
They have those.
And they definitely have those. I mean, it's just bud.
Yeah, they
but
have
it's
a lot of those.
so many of those. But and that's even. I don't even think I smell like weed. I'm pretty good about keeping it in the garage, I think.
I don't know. I don't think you ever smell like weed, really.
Yeah.
There's a few people that do sometimes, but it's like you just smoked. You know?
Yeah, when obviously right afterwards. It depends how long I haven't, like, showered, really. But, yeah, I can't even imagine. That would be so fucking weird.
Dude, it was weird. Like, when I smelled it, I was like, that smells like Sean.
The fucking Xander's like, wait, what
Why does it
the
smell
fuck?
like Sean? Why do you know what your friend smells like? Because I fucking hug my friends.
We love.
Yeah. I don't know what you smell like, though. I couldn't tell you. But
Yeah,
if
me
if I
either.
picked up a candle and was like, oh, that's Brandon. You know, like, I would know.
Yeah.
It smells like should have put deodorant on. That's Brandon.
I would say, like, I have one deodorant.
That was just fucking with you. Because there was a period of, like, 6 or 7 months where I only saw you post work. Where I bet I smelled shitty, too. But, like, it was like, we'd go to hug, and I'd be like, oh. That's why there was deodorant in there for the longest time for me.
Yeah, those were rough. That was when my job was a lot
yeah.
worse in 90 days, and yeah. No, so, wrap up the video game thing real quick. I got the Started Sun, got that restarted. I was wondering, like, I felt like, if I remember correctly, didn't someone announce a Pokemon game at some point, like, was like next year? I thought I saw something somewhere, and I vaguely remember it.
I don't remember a game being announced. I remember there being rumors of them, like, remaking some of the other ones. Like,
Yeah.
I remember somebody was talking about them redoing Gale XD. I'm like, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
But they're not going to do that. I don't know.
Honestly, I'd rather they redo. Well, I guess they already did Leaf Green, because that's which honestly I also have, and I love that one too.
Yeah, I have an emulator, Fire Red Omega. So good. It has like every Pokemon.
I'm just like, I feel like I still want them to do the one Pokemon game where you end up going to every region. You know, like
That'd be hype.
if like even if it takes like long haul, like XP is like minimal because you 1 to 100, or if it's 1 to 200, it's just broken up that way because there's that many gyms as it goes.
Yeah.
Like it gets that difficult.
That would be the hard part, because then it would be like you'd have to set it in a way to where the game progresses with you.
Yeah.
Which would, that would give people some weird shit where they'd be like, oh, the Hoenn region gym leaders are the strongest, and that's just because you went to them last. I don't know. It would be cool if, like, you built up, like, a Pokemon, not an Elite Four, because you'd have to have one for each region, but if you played a trainer through each region, and then, like, they became the league of that game, and then like whatever your last region you played through, you go through and you fight your team from the other regions. That would be kind of cool. Like you
Restart in each region.
Yeah, you restart in each region, but like you finished off in Hoenn, like your Pokemon trainer from that region and his team or her team or their team becomes like the league champ. So when you get to it, like each one of your people from all the other regions except for your last one, you gotta face yourself. That would be kind of dope.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That'd be a long ass game.
Well, like I guess to me, like yes, you definitely take out like the I feel like instead of having a Elite Four, you would just have one final champion.
Yeah, you'd have
of each region.
Yeah.
Instead, or it's a different, same thing as like going through the whole giant cave. Like you have to go through a giant long cave to get to them and then verse them.
Yeah.
So like there's some difficulty. It's not like of even if it's a bunch of easy people you verse along the way, it's one of those like, all right, it drains a bunch of potions while you get to them, and it's different than just 4 trainers and you can't lose.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah,
for sure. Like a full every region, that'd be difficult to figure out though.
Yeah,
it would be cool.
Yeah, and that's where a lot more of the issue would really lie, would be in leveling out Pokemon, like at a certain point, or like I don't know, that'd be difficult, but I really want that. Like that's like instead of trying to create another region, I guess. Because they already have like what fucking 9
at least. Yeah.
Like I feel like you have at least a full planet's worth to be like, all right, we have the Pokemon universe.
Don't get into universes now.
Not universe, Pokemon planet.
This is in space, so there's already space Pokemon.
You're not wrong. I guess just at least like the first like 4 or 5, just like make it a big ass game where you do have to travel amongst all of them.
Through all of them would be kind of cool.
Yeah. And then if it's 1 to 200 or whatever, it's broken up into like essentially like, or 250. So each one's like essentially a 50 level span.
Yeah.
And then like obviously like you can't go into the next regions to train until you beat the whatever, so it's kind of one of those like I don't know. Make it that way.
They'd have to find a way to do it because a lot of people would find it boring. I would find it cool.
Yeah.
If like each region, it's just like, hey, you got to start over, buddy. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're the champion over there. Like, you got to go get our gyms over here and shit, you know? So it's like, you got to catch a new Pokemon, start over in theirs with their Pokemon. I mean, everybody...
Yeah.
You guys play the same fucking game every time it's released. You know that, right? It's the same fucking shit.
100%.
So why not have one game where you do that 9 times?
Well, yeah. I just think it'd be fun if, like, all right, like, each time you can only bring...
You can bring, like, one Pokemon from the other region or some shit.
3, yeah. I'd say you do 3. Yeah. No, yeah, because then eventually, like...
Eventually you'd have to start getting rid of one, and then...
Yeah. So it's always only 3. So, yeah, like, the first time it's like, cool, I can bring 3 of them, then the next time you're like, all right, well...
Yeah.
Yeah, you start playing real favorites about which ones you'd want, but... And then, like, at some point, like, I don't know if they restart level or something, but, like, I don't know. Because, like, that's where, like, I feel like having the leveling, like, you can still...
Yeah. There's a lot of ways that it could be done. It'd be cool, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, someone else will figure that out, but...
Figure it out, Game
I got excited thinking about Pokemon games.
Figure it out, Game Freaks.
Yeah.
I was heavily contemplating the streamer shit again.
Yeah.
I know nobody would watch, but it'd be, you know, like, I got the setup at the house, I got the mic, I got the camera. Like,
yeah.
Could. I don't have the capture card for the PS5, but I got it for the fucking PC.
Well,
you know,
I mean, fuck it. Practice the voice acting stuff, or just
that's kind of was the thing. I was like, I'll just, you know, I'll stream, and then, like, while I'm playing games, like, you know,
practice
like
it,
old JRPGs, and give them voices and shit.
Oh, okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I think I don't know. I didn't play it a lot this last week or two because Melissa being sick, and then we were doing a lot of stuff with the wedding coming up. Oh yeah, I hadn't even finished a lot of that stuff, but we I don't even remember what I was saying before. Wrapping up the hotel thing because that hit my head. So we stayed at the hotel because they booked a bunch of rooms and they covered it. So we are like, well,
might as well,
we're gonna stay. Had a very nice cuck chair. So it's more of a cuck lounge. I sent it to him and some other people.
I had the cuck chase.
Yeah. It was real long, had an armrest on it, the whole thing. But it was real funny. Yeah, either way, Melissa was sick the whole time, so we got lucky. We got there because we got there early because we were originally supposed to do some photos before the wedding. To, you know, I don't know, that was changed when we got there. And with anyone that stays at the hotel gets a drink voucher to the bar. There's a bar restaurant in the place. You know, it's either a free house drink or like $10 off whatever signature cocktail they have or some shit that you want. So we were like, fuck it, yeah, of course. I mean, we were gonna go down and have a drink anyways. That's cool. So we just went and did that and relaxed. Had some fucking chips or pita and hummus. Melissa was sick. We're like, let's just get something in her. She had some meds in her. Wedding went off pretty much without a hitch, as far as I know. It was perfect for them. It was only 60 people.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked pretty. I hate saying small, but you know what I mean.
Well, it was their second wedding for both of them.
Intimate.
Yes, intimate. Yes,
yeah.
It was very small, intimate. Just a lot of close friends and family, and so like they just kind of had a quick. Food was actually really good. I think it's easier, obviously, too, when it's only 60 people versus 100. And they just did a bunch of little desserts, like eclair and like little baby fruit tart and some cookies, brownies type, all the little snack dessert stuff. So that was really cool. Old fashions. And then I guess because Chris was like really good at like, he knew at least decent whiskey. I think he saw what they were doing for the whiskey and what he was, he's like, I'm booking these rooms, all this jazz. And I think he basically was just like, hey, you're not using this for the wedding. You're going to use some better shit because, whatever. He's like, I know what you're charging is not what it equates to. That's bullshit, essentially. And so I was shocked by that because I like showed up and I to the thing and I see there's Jack Daniels and I see a bottle that looks like Angel's Envy and I'm like, what? Hold on. And I order old fashioned. She grabs it and I'm like, oh my God. And then I think one of his daughters mentioned that basically that's what happened. I was like, that makes so much sense because I can't imagine any wedding. I mean, I know it was a nicer venue, but I didn't think that. And I was like, okay. He just, I think essentially it was easier to swing because it's a 60-person wedding.
Yeah.
So you don't need a ton.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta save up. My buddy Brad, he's getting married this year. I haven't seen him in forever. So,
yeah.
But fucking,
Butt fucking.
Hell yeah. Not me and Brad.
Not me,
no. We were grilling in the garage and doing manly shit. It was wild. He used to date. He was dating my girlfriend's not sister. It was my girlfriend's parents split up decades ago, like before she was even born. And then they both had accidental kids with different people, like the same time frame.
Yeah.
And then those kids became friends and realized, like, yo, my mom used to date your dad, and my dad used to date your mom. And my siblings are your siblings, but I'm not your sibling at all. Yeah. And then he wound up dating her, and I wound up living with him for a while. It was cool. But he's getting married now. And he's like, dude, you gotta come. You can't say no. He's like, I haven't seen you in years. Like, you gotta go. I was like, bet. I'll be there, man. Like, give me the info. And he's like, it's this month. It's in California. And I'm like, fuck. I've never been to California. That's gonna be so expensive.
When is it?
I think October, September. It's around your when y'all got married, but not the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I have that wedding. I have Sam and Kyle's in July. I've got like 2 concerts. Yeah.
I think right now we have 2 weddings now that this one was done left. We have Andy and Becca's, and her uncle Mike is also getting married to someone now in November.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, cool. But those are both smaller. Just
yeah.
The second one's basic. Well, the first one, Andy's, and that's gonna be awesome because it's just I think they're just basically doing like not a backyard, but a backyard style, just kind of more just like a party hangout reception.
Should I crash that one?
Maybe.
I crashed his brother's.
Oh God, yeah.
I think it would just be tradition at this point.
Yeah. Hey.
We'll see.
Yeah, that would be funny.
We'll see. Nah, I wouldn't do that to him, man.
No. Well, also, I think it's like it's a bit of ways. It's not here. It's more towards Lansing somewhere. So
that'd be even funnier.
How the fuck
did you get here? It's tradition, buddy. Deal with it.
Just show up in the conga line. Just tell me you're showing up, and I'm gonna start a conga line.
Dude, I think I still have the same purple shirt that I wore to his brother's wedding.
You probably do.
I think I do. No, it might be cursed. I'm not gonna do that to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know. I'm sorry.
We know. You know. It was a nice wedding. Won't lie, it was fun.
I had a mohawk then. No, not a mohawk. I forgot what I was doing. I was doing this thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to act like I wasn't starting to bald yet.
Pidgeot.
Yeah, I had Pidgeotto hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was clean shaven. I got a girlfriend out of that.
You did.
Yeah, that was the whole reason I crashed the wedding.
You did. Oh my God.
She's married now too. Congrats.
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Yeah, no one here beside me. Dude, have you ever like so I
and you can do
yeah. No, Kenny Rogers, he has a song called Small People.
I feel like I would know it, but I'm not a song title person.
It's literally a song about how small people got no reason to live. That's the chorus line.
I mean, fuck short.
He's like, short people got. He's like, they got.
Oh my God, he's legit.
It's so funny. He's like, hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. I can't obviously play it for
copyright reasons.
We'll
get demonetized before we're even monetized.
Yeah, exactly. But what I need to do, short people. It's short people, not small people. But that's what he was talking about. Oh, Randy Newman.
That makes more sense than Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, it's Randy Newman. Yeah, it's like short. This is for kids everywhere. Is the opening line, right? And then it's short people got no reason to live. Short people got no reason to live. Oh no, short people got no reason. And then twice, and then short people got no reason to live.
What episode number is this? Sorry.
224.
224. Okay.
And then the lines is they got little hands, little eyes. They walk around telling great big lies. They got little noses and tiny little teeth. They wear platform shoes on their nasty little feet. Well, I don't want no short people. Don't want no short people.
This is the fucking you got a friend in me. Why did I turn
Don't want no short people around here. Yeah. Short people are just the same as you and I. A fool such as I. All men are brothers until the day they die. It's a wonderful world. Short people got nobody. Short people got nobody. Short people got nobody to love. They got little baby legs. They stand so low. You gotta pick them up just to say hello.
Dude, I was sitting here. I was like, how did we get to this? Until you read that line, the short people got nobody to love. And I realized you're calling me short.
No.
How did we get to this?
I don't know, but I'm gonna play just 2 seconds of the intro, because like the music with it is also like
it's Randy Newman, yeah.
It's literally that, and so it's exactly what you think it is. All of this. Oh yeah, but also this is my favorite, so I'll go back to. So, they stand so they got little baby legs. They stand so low. You gotta pick them up just to say hello. They got little cars that go beep beep beep. They got little voices going peep, peep, peep. It is. Oh, God.
I do know this, yeah. Wow. How did we get to this, though? I legitimately don't know how we got to this, man.
I really...
We were talking about weddings and me being alone, and then you were like, short people. And I'm like, all right, I feel you.
I don't...
You got us an episode title.
Yeah, I did. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I don't either, man. Fucking, we were talking about crashing weddings, and then me joking about being alone, and now short people.
Oh, that's what it was that line about they got no one to love?
That's what I was saying.
But I wasn't calling you short. Yeah. I just remembered because the way you said it.
Yeah.
And
my type is short people, and I'm alone, so I'm not loving you right now.
I mean, my wife is also short, so yes.
Yeah. I like tall people too. I've dated 4'11" to 6'1".
It's fair. Yeah, I was.
Sometimes I like to climb. I'm afraid of heights. I ain't afraid of commitment, but I'm afraid of heights.
But yeah, I remember that song existed, and it's fucking... Every once in a while when I remember it exists and I listen to it, it just makes me giggle.
Short people.
It's like, it is just... He just sat down one day and sat there and did that, and it happened to be recording. He's like, well, I guess we're going to do it because it's funny.
I feel like that's some shit we would do, though. Like, damn it. It is Bard year. We should do some covers, man.
I wonder what year it was, because I just like... Okay, so it was on... I'm gonna go find it, because legitimately I wonder if it was for a soundtrack. Like, that would make a lot more sense to me if it was for...
The short people?
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than just him being like, well, it's Randy Newman.
I mean, okay, I lied. It was in 1977, and it is the opening track of his album, Little Criminals.
1977.
The album's called Little Criminals. The first two tracks are called Short People and You Can't Fool the Fat Man.
Hey.
And then and then Little Criminals, Texas Girl at the Funeral of Her Father,
Hey.
Jolly Cooper's on Parade, in Germany Before the War, and then Sigmund Freud's impersonation of Albert Einstein. Okay,
I think Randy Newman, man.
Man,
Randy Newman's the boy.
God, he's got
1970.
He's got range, and he can hate everyone.
The only thing anybody remembers is You've Got a Friend in Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was literally not even...
It was fucking 90s.
Well, he apparently's got... I mean, 67 was his first album.
God, my dad wasn't alive. Neither of them. My mother wasn't either.
He has something against fat people. The last song on that album is called Davy the Fat Boy.
We've all got something against fat people, Brandon.
I'm looking through every single one of his...
issues with fat people.
He doesn't have one in his second album. Because I was wondering, like... Oh, he did a live album of those first. We only had 2 albums out at that point. Man, it almost seems like as long as you did any sort of recording at all back then,
yeah.
if you did any recording at all, you were like, I can tour because I did it.
Dude, could you imagine if back then if we just, because I can cover any song as Kermit. Back then, if I just fucking did Weird Al Yankovic, but Kermit for every song, dude, I'd be fucking rich.
Yeah.
I should have been born a long time ago. I was going to say 30 years ago, but I was.
Sometimes I do sit back and try to think, like, if I could go back and be the drummer of one band, which one would it be? Because I gotta realize also I am not that person. So I gotta also think, like, which band would I also drastically alter? Like, I would know which songs to write with them.
Doc.
But, like, I would not say Motley Crue because, like, I mean, Motley Crue seems like fun, but also
Yeah.
I am very much not actually that kind of guy.
You'd be too heavy. I'm gonna say something funny.
Yeah.
Jonas Brothers.
I would be a Jonas Brother.
I think it would be amazing if the Jonas Brothers had fucking heavy metal drums.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I wouldn't go back and necessarily write my own music to them. Because obviously, more than likely, as soon as I add my drums to it, it's not the same, and that's what doesn't allow it to work. But I mean, I guess like so, I would just play what they played.
Yeah, but then
if not,
and then in
a
live
little bit
shows,
different.
It would be like,
Yeah, that's
you just get to
exactly
go
yeah.
ham. What if you're Ringo?
That would be funny.
And what if
Instead of Ringo being the worst member of the
he's
Beatles,
actually the best?
because all of a sudden I'm like throwing a bunch of ideas at Paul that gives him inspiration for all the things, and they're like, Ringo's the inspiration for everything.
I would definitely be John.
He's like, I wasn't even the best bass player in the band.
I would 100% be John because, I would date Yoko and ruin everything.
I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I think about with Yoko, obviously, like, there's all the shit behind her, but I always think of the performance when it was John Lennon and Chuck Berry, and then also Yoko Ono.
They muted her mic.
Yeah, they just turned her mic off because she was just going, and Chuck Berry's like, he is 3 seconds away from assaulting her on stage.
Dude, you can see his face. He's singing the song, and he's like, I know that look, man. Like, he is ready to go. Sorry, I looked away from the camera. He goes, like,
yeah, he's like, I'm literally about to walk off the stage because I can't, there's cameras. I can't, like,
dude, I get it.
Especially because, like, back then he probably would have actually hit her.
Oh, yeah.
And that, yeah.
I was going to say, back then it was
70s, 60s.
I was like, back then it would probably be okay.
That's what I mean.
Like, it's a black guy. So
it would not
wouldn't
be okay, but, like,
Societal
it was,
yeah.
they would have looked past it very quickly.
Yeah.
But, like, also, most people would have been like, yeah, we all hate Yoko. No one's...
Yeah.
It would have been a real issue.
Like, I think even the people that were on the right side of history that were like, you don't hit people, would be like,
No, they would have just been like, he would have just walked off.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did right by just turning her off, and all of a sudden, and then you see her notice like she got turned off. And they're like, what? Yeah. They're like, yeah, that's what happens.
Do you think we went back in time and started the Beatles?
That would be really interesting.
That's our claim to fame. I'm just saying we did it. Nobody can prove we didn't.
Yeah, I would. That'd be fun.
I could do a lot of drugs and write songs.
Yeah, you would just have to get good at an instrument. Because every one of them played an instrument.
I could pretend.
No, you can't. Because that's why they were famous. They were famous because,
honestly,
one, they obviously the songs they wrote were great, but they performed as a essentially like cover bar band throughout Europe for like 8 years before they became the Beatles and wrote music as the Beatles. And then they blew up because all of a sudden they're like, look at this new band. It's like, no, we've been a band for 8 years. We're just now doing our own thing. For sure. Well, also Rico, and that's the joke, is Ringo. Ringo was he was the superstar out of all of them when they started because he had already been in some touring successful bands, or at least like locally done very, very well. And they were the ones starting off when they got him and then did the whole thing and went all the jazz. But yeah, like that was always, that'd be interesting. That'd be fun. I mean, definitely because you would alter music. But here's the problem is like, that means we're also responsible for some of that weird fucking Paul McCartney shit.
No, I'm sorry. I changed my mind. You know who we went back in time to become?
Who?
Creed. I don't have to learn an instrument. I just have to grow my hair out and shave the beard.
Or alternate, not a band, me and you become Wayne and Garth. We become Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. Except they're not actually that good of friends in real life, so that wouldn't work out. Never mind, that doesn't work.
That's true. I thought you were going to say Daft Punk.
I mean, that one's actually the most realistic because they're still... Are they still friends?
I don't know. Rhett and Link.
Yeah. Yeah. But old-timey.
Yeah.
I don't even know who would be.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I said on the last episode. I was like, we switch whoever's who. Neither of us are ever Stevie.
Oh, no, I meant, like, back if we, like, in other scenarios, I don't know. Either way, I thought it'd be funny if, God, because now you mentioned it'd be funny to be like Def Leppard and be like, all right, that's me deciding I'm committing to losing an arm.
Dude, as soon as you said Def Leppard, I was like, no.
I'm like, but look
you
at that.
You would still arguably be one of the best drummers of our time.
Well, what would be funny is then I really would be like, I'm going to plan so much one-armed joked material.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Like, I would have a bucket list of jokes ready for once it happened. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know. Or...
Dude, could you imagine, like, we both go back in time. A quantum leap scenario, we take over these people, whatever. And, like, we both know the date that it's gonna happen. We're just like, hey... it's tomorrow.
Want to get lunch?
It's coming. Like, you sure about this? Like,
yeah, that'd be bad. That'd be so funny. Oh man, or like, I don't even know, because that'd be fun. Like, I'm trying to, like, whose life would be the most interesting to, like, go through that would be, that I don't also want to deal with those repercussions of, because that's, a lot of those guys have, there's a lot of fucking dumb shit that I'm like, I don't even want to be involved in. Like, like, legit, like, it's like, even, like, superstar, like, football, super NBA, all of them, like, they all, like, if you listen to all the old guys, they're like, if we had technology like today, we'd all be fucked. I mean, they did some wild shit because it really was, like, there's no cameras in here, doors closed. Like, that was wild, wild west. So that's the other thing you gotta consider is, like, we're, like, being the Beatles, I mean, being the Beatles, we got to go to India and trip fucking balls and learn how to play the sitar.
Hell yeah.
That's not bad.
Dope.
We're gonna, dude. But like,
I'd do that today.
but think about it this way: what must it have been like to been the Beatles going to India? You're tripping balls, and all of a sudden you just have massive shits because you have the cultural difference of the bio.
Yeah.
That, you know, every time you go anywhere, essentially you end up getting the shits. Like not anywhere, but
well, most places. Like I
most,
know what you mean. I know
yeah.
what you mean. Most places that are different. Like if we went to Kansas, it would be nothing. If we went to Mexico, it would be something.
Yes.
I went to fucking Canada, and I got the shits. Like.
It happens. So you're like, they were just tripping balls doing that, and then...
And honestly, tripping, I don't do drugs. I would never.
I'm just laughing thinking of, like, John Lennon walking back into the room after having just, like, tried to shit diarrhea in a hole, and then listening to Paul McCartney be like, listen to this.
Dude, fucking tripping. It fucks with your digestive tract. You either get super constipated or super shitty.
Maybe that's why it was such a phenomenal trip for them, is they didn't get that. They got constipated because they were constantly tripping balls. And that's why they kept tripping balls. They're like, I don't want to deal with that. Keep giving me the acid.
Honestly, the acid makes your shit pretty...
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. There's a whole fucking podcast episode of me talking about tripping in the woods. It's out there.
But thank you guys so much. We love you guys. Hope you've have a good week. We will see you next one. Thanks for listening to all that jazz. Be nice to those that deserve it.
And fight those that don't, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Be